So I had never run before. I'd run like the mile run in high school. Yeah, that was the extent of what I did. So back in 2009, my godmother, Julie, was diagnosed with breast cancer. And our whole community didn't really know how to respond to that incident. Like, here's somebody we loved and cared about. We're trying to figure out how to support her through this. At the time when she was diagnosed, her best friend also had breast cancer. And her friend lived across the country. And she was wrestling with the same question, like, how do I support my friend? And the way that she did it, her friend was a runner. And Julie said, I can't be there to take you to treatments, I can't care for your kids, but I can run with you and run in solidarity with you. And she was raising some money for breast cancer research. Julie was the kind of person who was so selfless and generous to do this for her friend. So all of our community said, if this is how you're going to care for your friend with cancer, this is how we're going to care for you. So I signed up for a race. I had literally never run a road race and set out to do marathon training. I felt pretty well prepared, and the first race I did was down in San Antonio, Texas. It was a big rock and roll series race. There were thousands of runners, and it was pretty inspiring because both Julie and her friend had recovered from their breast cancer treatments, and they ran the race with us. My father was there. My father had run a bunch of marathons. He was there with me, so it felt like we had a community who was doing this journey together. I was talking with my father on the flight home, and we started Monday morning quarterbacking the whole experience. And I was like, if I was going to do this again, I think I would train a little differently, and I think I could probably do a little faster. And he just laughed at me. He's a guy who's run a lot of races, and he sort of knew the bug had bit and that I was maybe going to do another one. And I've done 20 races now and done 18 states, and slowly just going to start working towards this goal. If I can hit all 50 states by the time I turn 50, I'll feel like I'm doing really well. One of the most memorable races was definitely Alaska, which I did last summer. I did a week up there of vacation and finished the race running through a national park. There were 30 of us doing this race. It was a really small race, but I had glaciers up on one side of me and saw bald eagles as I was running. I started counting them, and by the time I was into the 30s, I stopped counting them because there was just so many. Really, really gorgeous experience. Probably my other favorite race was doing Chicago. It's the only time I've ever run a race in the city where I was living, and it was just amazing, the energy from the crowd and seeing my city, but from the street, from a different perspective. Incredible experience. One of the most amazing things about the marathon experience is that people are so connected and they're so passionate about what's going on. Whether you're out there running or you're on the sidelines cheering for people, there's this amazing sense of possibility. Like, that these people have trained so hard for this, and you see runners in all shapes and sizes, right? I'm not a person who looks particularly athletic or looks like a runner, but I'm out there doing it. And you see people of all ages, all genders, all abilities, and it's incredibly inspiring to see people out there pouring their heart out for this thing that feels like it's impossible, but people are able to accomplish.